When we purchased our first EV, we went ahead and installed our charger right here on this back side of the garage. That's because we were parking our Tesla Model 3 on this side of our 3-car garage, and at the time, we weren't planning on buying a second EV, so having the charger on this side where a sedan could fit in made more sense. Now, not only do we have a second EV, but it's a Ford F-150 Lightning, and not only does it not fit in this side of the garage, but it doesn't fit in the garage period because of the depth of our garage versus that truck's length, which presented the problem of how we home charge. The length of this particular charger is pretty decent and can reach around 19 feet around the garage, which is good enough to reach the back of the car in this spot. But if I need to charge a car on that side of the garage or even outside of the garage, it simply is not gonna reach all the way. So that led me to do some research into how I can extend this charger without having to install a brand new one, which would cost well over $1,000 to put in another outlet or box in my garage. And I'm going to unbox and review the charge extender we ended up going with by the company TRFINKNE. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Max, and let's get into it. All right, getting right into the box, we have a nice set of paper directions, as well as a nice carrying case that holds the EV extension cord. No real accessories here, you just have your whole cord wrapped up very nicely and securely, which is great for transportation. The cord itself is made out of a nice heavy-duty material with a very premium and durable feel. Here you can see the NACS output end of the charger, as well as the NACS receiver portion. This has a built-in lock to make sure that your charger is securely in place when utilizing this extension cord. But nothing else to unbox here. This is all that this product includes, so let's package this up, take it outside, and demo how this charger works in practice. Now, because the charger that I was already using in my home was the Tesla mobile charger, which uses the NACS standard, I was by default looking for an extension that took that adapter, which is what led me to this brand in the first place. My plan from the get-go, no matter what I ended up doing, was to put an adapter on my Tesla charger to allow it to charge with the F-150's input, so I didn't have to do a whole brand new setup in my garage and didn't have to worry about paying for an electrician to come out. And plugging this in is super easy to get it set up. You simply take your Tesla end and you take the end receiver that comes on the extension cord, press it into place, and then use this little button on the bottom to lock it. And you can see the connection is nice and tight. It doesn't pull out, there's not any give. And from here, you can just plug in your car as you would usually. Now from here, if you were using this run to charge a Tesla or anything that takes the NOx input, you would just plug it directly into the car and you'd be good to go. For me, I do not have this type of input on my F-150, which is the predominant reason that I bought the extension. So I take my adapter, hook it on, open my charge port, and I'm good to go. And while it's probably difficult to make out in the bright light, my car is accepting the extension and it is charging as we speak. And you can see by the length of this just how much slack I have on this extension and how far I can really snake this out. It really gives me a lot of flexibility in terms of parking and use with my existing charger without constantly having to unplug that base unit. And this has been great, not just for charging my F-150 Lightning here while I have it parked outside of the garage. It's also great if you need a charge extension on the go. For instance, my father-in-law actually has a Tesla Model 3, and when we park there, we obviously don't park in his garage where they keep their cars. Rather, we're parked out in the driveway. This gives us the ability to, while still being parked in the driveway, to utilize their charger and snake this out and charge our car when we go to their place to visit. This is incredibly convenient if you're ever going to see someone who has a charger that may not be as accessible to your vehicle for one reason or another. I mean, this thing is huge. It's 21 feet long and it can basically get to anywhere within my 3-car garage, as well as all into my driveway, which gives a lot of flexibility into when and where I charge my vehicle. Also, since I'm no longer parking in the garage, my wife actually now parks our Tesla Model 3 in this main garage section. So this extension cord actually allows me to charge her car when it's pulled in versus forcing her to have to back in every time for me to reach the charge port. Definitely added benefit and leads us to leaving this on all the time, even when we're not necessarily charging my vehicle. Now, there are only two cons that I'd really say that this product has, and the first being that the plug that goes directly into your car does not have the button that a typical Tesla charger has that automatically opens that charge port and allows you to access your vehicle's charge input. Now, this has no bearing on my F-150 because it doesn't use that technology, but for someone who's buying this for a Tesla that's used to having the button on that input and clicking it to open your charge port, you're not gonna have that, so you're gonna have to take out your phone to unlock it manually. Not the end of the world in my opinion, but just something that I do notice when I go to charge my wife's car. The other con that I have for this is that it cannot be used on level 3 and above superchargers. It is not designed to handle that or receive those inputs. So if you're someone who's hoping to buy this to potentially have easier access to those really tight supercharger cables that Tesla utilizes, this product does not work for that. In fact, I haven't been able to find a product that can handle that type of charging, and I'm definitely looking for that since my F-150's charge port is in a very inconvenient spot to utilizing a supercharger out in public. Those are two pretty minor things, and honestly, for the purposes that I bought this, don't really bear any consequence whatsoever, in my opinion. So all in all, I have to say that this is a fantastic product that I recommend to anyone who's looking to get more flexibility out of their existing charge port without having to do a brand new install. This allows me to charge an EV anywhere in my garage, as well as outside of it in the driveway, and at the price of about $125, it's really a much more affordable option than installing a brand new charge panel just to access a different car to charge. TRFINKNE also sells chargers that are in configurations other than Tesla to Tesla, so I'll include links in the description below, not just to this product, but to their product page so you can check out what they have. The whole thing is built very high quality, and I couldn't recommend it more for anyone who's looking for a charging extension. But yeah, that's all I had to talk about today. If you did like this content and you want to see more, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to see more. As always, thank you so much for watching. Until next time.